Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, March 14th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we will get started with our analysis shortly. I just took this pre-market trade over here for 250 pips. Pretty solid move. I saw the momentum scalp variation, then it lined up with the momentum scalp. So I was like, why not just take it? I took it, and it went straight to for a top target. Yeah, perfect here. So I'll post my profits shortly. I'm just going to finish setting up the room real quick. And we should be good to go. All right, perfect. Looks good. Get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. So, all right, guys, morning, everybody. I'll give a few more moments for people to make their way in, and we will get started with our analysis shortly. So today's Tuesday, March 14th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. As I mentioned, I took this trade pre-market here for 250 pips. Took it for momentum scalp variation, pretty clean entry, everything lined up. All the time frames here just look really good. So that's why I took it. Super bullish, very clear. End of the trade for 250 pips because of the direction. And then I just closed out the full TP. So I'll get a few moments for people to continue making their way in. Let's see if I can take a screenshot of all my accounts first. ATI's gone. Let's see, morning Active, morning Maria, morning Kenny, morning Karen, morning Christian, morning everybody. Market looks like it's moving a lot smoother, so that's obviously a good thing. So we'll see how this ends up going as market opens shortly in the next 3 minutes. So here are my profits so far across all of my accounts. Logged in 3,000 on my FTMO number 1, 3,000 on my FTMO number 2, 3,000 on my MFF number 1, 3,000 on my MFF number 2, and 3,000 on my MFF number 3. So I split up my FTMOs into 2 separate 200K accounts again, guys, so I can continue taking the trades that I took prior. I just wasn't comfortable taking the bigger lot sizes on the 400K. It was just, I don't know, I just didn't feel comfortable. I felt like I was risking too much. Now that I've split them up here, I don't really bother looking at the second account. I just look at the first one and it just copies over. So those are the profits that I locked in right there. I also took some pre-market trades also with NASDAQ. As I mentioned yesterday, I was testing out NASDAQ. to see what my lot sizes would be. I kind of screwed up with one of my trades yesterday though, because I put the wrong TP stop loss in. So I'll show you all of my accounts so far for the day. I haven't had any losses. It's just I put the wrong stop loss and it accidentally triggered my stop loss too quickly. For NASDAQ. So I'll just take a screenshot of all my accounts real quick. Market's opening in about a minute, guys. Good morning, everybody. Morning, Shannon. Morning, Stern. Morning, David. Morning, everybody. It's like people are still making their win right now. It's all good. Solid. All right, just got a screenshot of all my accounts here so far. All right, guys, market is now open. As you can see, price is kind of moving a little crazy. Market's been moving like this lately, guys. So like whenever market opens, you should probably sit out for a little bit, let the market stabilize a bit, wait for something worthwhile to come up. Right here's a momentum scalp failure, not one I would take because obviously it's at opening price, it's the opening candle. I'd probably sit out on this, but you know, if you were to take the trade right here, looks like it probably would have hit your TP already. Not something I'd risk though, especially not on open. So that right there for 250 pips. If you guys took it, great. If you didn't, it's fine. Not really one that I would take, especially here on open, because it's just moving a little too crazy. Let me go ahead and post up my individual profits right here. All right, so here are all my accounts, guys. So here's my main account. This is my FTMO. Number one, you can see it has the green strips. It has a red strip here because I was testing out US NASDAQ. I was trying to see what like the lot sizes were. I just did that one lot and then I put TP stop loss a little incorrectly. So that's why I just went straight to my stop loss. I retook the other trade here, like, you know, about an hour later. I kind of figured out, okay, it's the same lot size as US30. And then I locked in, I just covered the profit, full TP on that one. And then here's a trade I took pre-market for a US30. I was supposed to go for 250 pips, but there was slippage, so it actually gave me 3,000. So total profit of 3,040 on my FTMO number one, total profit of 3,038 on my FTMO number two, total profit of 3,038 on my MFF number one, 3,018 on my MFF number two, and 3,028 on my MFF number three. So pretty much different profits across all my accounts. It played out fun. So those are my profits so far across all of my my accounts. I think I feel more comfortable like this, guys. Like I thought I'd be okay with using bigger account sizes, like for my FTMO when I merge them. But I actually like the 200K account because I just like I don't know, it just feels different. I don't know if you guys get that too, but it's just my trade psychology. I'm so used to trading 200K accounts that when I trade them, I don't really feel nervous at all. I could take them and then I just let them run. But when I'm on a 400K account, I just feel more nervous because I feel like, I don't know, the account's too big. So stick with these for now. Maybe in the future, I'll put them together, but I'm okay with it as is at the moment. Some profits over here from David. David locked on total profit of 831 for the day. Nice work, David. So great work right there, David. Jamie over here is asking a question. I don't know, Jamie, are you here right now? Okay, Jamie. So Jamie asked, she said, I've got a question. I took a buy and when I went to exist, I think you meant exit the trade. I was at 180, but I only got 114. This is the third time morning it's happened. What's causing this? I mean, it sounds like it's slippage, Jamie. Are you closing it manually? Oh, morning, Jamie. Yeah, it looks like you're here. Are you closing it? Okay, if you're closing it manually, then that's normal. Because when you're closing it, you're probably closing it, and then as you're closing it, price is pulling back at a drawdown. So like if you want to have the full TP, you have to go for you'd actually hit your profit target. Because if you're closing it, like see how price is dropping right here. If you're looking for a buy and price is dropping and you hit close, if you hit close and your trade doesn't execute and price is down here, of course you're going to end up with less, right? So if you want to get full TP, you have to let it hit your full TP. You can't just be closing it manually because the price is moving so fast. So, I mean, it's been happening a lot lately with everybody, even with my full TPs. Like sometimes you'll see me hit full TP, but then I won't have the green strip. And that's due to slippage. That's perfectly normal. But since you're closing it manually, you even have it worse because what happens is you got to cover the spread still. Like say, for example, the spread's like right now it's 190, right? And you close it manually, you basically automatically lose this much profit. Right? So you're losing it like another, I mean, depending on your lot size, you're losing this much because you still have to cover the spread. You need the spread to exit. So it's better to use a TP because it'll cover the spread for you. It'll give you that profit and then it'll cover the spread and then it'll close you out. But since you're closing out manually, you still got to cover the spread. Like the spread isn't automatically covered yet. Yeah, no, I would recommend using a TP because if you manually exit like that, you're never going to get on point. I mean, sometimes you might get lucky and you'll get slippage that works in your favor, like say if price is spiking up and you're in a buy and then you hit sell. Yeah, so say you're in a buy and then you hit sell because you want to pull out of the trade, right? Say if price is spiking up and you don't really expect it to spike up, you might get out like you try to get out like right here, right? But you might actually get out like up here because price would just spike up. So that's sometimes it'll work in your favor, but most of the time it won't because the reason you're pulling out is because you're getting scared of the position, right? I could already tell because that's how the only reason people manually get out is because they get scared and that's because they're going to draw down. But you never really exit manually if you're shooting in a profit, right? You want to hold on to it. So in the future, I'd recommend just, you only exit manually if you absolutely need to. Otherwise, use a TP. Like drag your TP on your MT4 or just adjust it so like you can hit your TP. That way you get full profit most of the time. Hey, Daniel said sell breakout to full TP. Yeah, so the sell breakout was right here, this red candle. So the way that Daniel applies it, guys, and you guys might be a little confused because there's different ways of applying the breakout. You could either apply with the bias. We covered this yesterday during the mentoring session for the 1 minute breakout. So confirming the overall bias is not necessary. You don't have to confirm the overall bias. The way that Daniel's doing it is the original way. This way you take it either direction, wherever momentum is going, right? So Daniel right here, say for example, there was no pivots, there was no trend, you didn't really care about that stuff. Daniel here was looking for the breakout standalone. So he saw the standalone right there, sell signal, market open, and it went straight to TP. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you guys, there's different ways of applying the breakout strategy. You can either do it with the bias or you can do it without it. Personally, for this specific strategy, I think it works better when it's by itself, like without the bias, because you're going for a quick move. You just want to get in and out of this trade rather quickly. So great catch right there, Daniel, full TP off that. If you guys want to rewatch that, pull up the mentoring session from yesterday. We covered the breakout 2.0, and the daily entry for Zach. He had those questions yesterday, and I cover those questions and strategies in detail with a lot of examples. So if you guys haven't seen that mentoring session, it was yesterday. So just pull up the YouTube channel, go right here to get access to your KT Trades or Kodi Kai Trades live sessions, or go to youtube.com/Kodi Kai Trades and then go to lives. And it's going to be this one right here, mentoring session for March 13th. So if you guys want to sit in on the mentoring sessions, they're completely free. Just make sure that you have your just go to your YouTube channel, hit subscribe and turn on your notifications. Whenever I go live, YouTube will send you an email. They'll say like, hey, Sean's going live. You can watch it here. And that's typically where you'll be able to find our previous live sessions. All right, so we have an entry that's coming up right here. However, it's going to go into the opening price. So I don't think I'm going to be taking it. It's going to be a red flag. There's a V2 variation right here as a confluence, but I still don't really like how price is moving right now. It's too late for me to enter. I'm not going to enter this late. Yeah, so yeah, it looks like it's gonna hit TP too. So I use a 2550 here, but the thing is that the movement is so huge that like I don't want to go for like something bigger, right? Because you can see how big, how much the volatility is moving here. I probably would want to use a 75, 75 or 100. If you guys missed the mentoring session yesterday, we kind of discussed this. The volatility right now is extremely high. So we have to kind of make our adjustments here because the last thing we want to do is get caught in, you know, this retracement pullback and then get stopped out before it hits our TP. Like, I mean, typically I would use a 50-50 for this, but then it cuts through the opening price right here, which is a red flag. So in turn, I'd probably just use instead of 25.50, but still at that point, it still has to cut through the opening price, right? So it's still a bit of a risky move to take. It's going to hit TP though. It's too late for me to enter. I'm not going to make a late entry on this. You can see right here, it's right at opening price. This is where it becomes risky because at this point, price can either shoot in your direction straight to your TP, or it can reject directly off it and come right down super heavy. So I'm not going to FOMO into this move right here, but this would have been a nice entry for a momentum scalp. Momentum scalp variation would have happened right before it. I totally missed this one here. It just happened too quickly. This one right here would have been good. So this one would have been straight to TP. So I would have taken this first one. However, this momentum scalp over here was a bit risky because it's got to cut through the sessions, and I just don't like trading into the red flags like that. So not sure if anyone caught the entry there. Okay, gotcha. Thanks, Christian. So I didn't even notice that because I wasn't looking. So Christian said it had a sell signal on the 5, so it's invalid. Okay, good to know, Christian. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, but if you guys took it, it would have hit TP. So this didn't meet criteria. But we tried to identify it as one. Let me check the news from today as well, guys. So guys, just a reminder, the YouTube channel has everything here. So if you guys want to rewatch any of the live sessions, all the live sessions are on the YouTube channel completely free. And then also all the mentoring sessions. So if you go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades, you can just scroll down here. All of the live sessions are in blue. All of the results from every single day are in gold. You can see I record everybody's results every day. So if you go back, there hasn't been one day in like the past 3 years that not one person in the group has made profit. So if you guys aren't making profit, you guys got to talk to me so I can help you. I can't help you unless you guys, ask for help, because everyone's profiting every day. So you have no excuse to not be profitable, at least to some extent. Most of the time, people are not profitable because they're self-sabotaging. They just take like a lot of bad trades. But if you guys can stick to the game plan, you guys can stay profitable long-term. And then the green ones over here are the mentoring sessions from the past. So let me check the news for this today, for this morning. All right, there was news at 5:30. I'll mark that up real quick. That's why I was kind of iffy about taking trades right now, because I didn't mark up the news price. So we had news over here at 5:30. You can see it's these crazy candles right here. So there's news right there at 5:30. There's news over here at, and that's about it, I think. There's just CPI news. So inflation is right here at 5:30. Some crazy movement. Let me check my FX book, refresh this. Yeah, news at 5:30, news at 5:55, red book. And that's about it. All right, so that is the news for today. Let me go over here to the clean chart. I'm starting to play around with the NASDAQ a little bit, but I don't know. For some reason, when I enter the trades, it doesn't look the same. Like when I use the TP stop loss, for some reason, it doesn't line up with the 100 or the 300 TP stop loss that I typically use for YM. It might have just been because I was trading Asia session, so it was kind of slow. But I don't know. I'll have to play around with it. So I'll start looking at NASDAQ too, because we're already trading US30, so I don't really have to look at S&P. I think NASDAQ and US30 would be a good combo. So I'll go back in between NASDAQ and US30 if I see anything there, or NASDAQ and NQ and YM, because there's good entries here. If you guys can see, there is like momentum scalp variation that came up right here. This thing would have went like far with like literally no drawdown. Momentum scalp variation right there. So I'll try to incorporate NASDAQ into the mix. It was pretty good yesterday for Asia session. So again, guys, if you guys didn't sit in on the mentoring session yesterday, I talked about NASDAQ. The reason why I'm looking at NASDAQ is because I've been seeing a lot of articles in Bloomberg mentioning that a lot of these hedge funds and prop firms in Australia are hiring new traders to trade Asia session, to trade tech stocks. Tech stocks are going to be NASDAQ, the top 100 tech stocks in the world, or US in general. So they're seeing this market as an untapped market because there's volatility at night or in the afternoon, but people aren't trading it. So like a lot of these hedge funds and prop firms are like real prop firms, not like FTMO, like legit ones that are long-standing, are hiring new traders to trade in Asia, and they're just trading tech stocks. So I'm looking at NASDAQ because, you know, I'm always up to make more money, of course. So I'm not getting greedy. I'm just like, I'm trying to take advantage of like the volatility that other firms are taking advantage of. So yeah, NASDAQ looks fine. I mean, it looks good because we're going to this recession. You're going to see a lot of these tech stocks kind of have like a lot of volatility because some companies are going to fall and some companies are going to rise. And the thing with the NASDAQ is they change the company so often. It's 100 stocks, so it moves pretty often. It's not as much as S&P because S&P has 500. You're not going to see much movement there, but for NASDAQ, you're going to see pretty good movement here. I think for US30 as well, I think pretty much US30 NASDAQ will be volatile most of the day this year. So I'm trying to take advantage of this volatility because it makes it easy for us to take these scalps. So I'm still in the loop, guys. Like I'm listening. I'm trying to figure out what everybody's trading. Like I don't want to trade individual tech stocks, but I'd rather trade the indice because the indice or future will have a lot more movement compared to just trading one stock. All right, guys. So price is moving around right here. It's currently at the red flags where it's at right now. I mean, in order for us to have an entry here, we pretty much need to have a sell signal. So in order for us to get that, we need to get that right here on the one. But looking at US30 YM, it's pretty much, so it's still bearish on the higher time frames. You can see over here on the 2 hour, still bearish. 1 hour is kind of shifting to the upside. It's neutral right now. 30-minute is now bullish. And looking over here on the 1, 5, and 10, obviously very bullish. So we're looking for buys here for US30 or YM. But in order for us to have entry here, we need to have a buy signal over here on the 5-minute. We don't have a buy signal here, but we need that to provide entry. Let's take a look at sentiment. Sentiment right now for US30 is currently 58% long. So this indicates that 58% of retail traders are currently buying right now. Typically want to do the opposite and sell, but right now it's not that high. When it's above 60%, then at that point, we're definitely going to start looking for sells. Right now, we're okay with looking for buys because price is probably going to pump up a little bit before it makes another dump at some point. Let me check the news for this week. So looking at the news this week, okay, we had inflation news today. Obviously, it wasn't good, but it was like up 1 percentage point. Tomorrow we have PPI, core retail sales, Empire State Manufacturing Index, PPI retail sales. This is all inflation news again. I'm not expecting any of this news to be good. It might be slightly positive, but I'm not really expecting it to be good in the sense that it's going to be good for the economy. Unemployment claims here on Thursday, I'm expecting us to be higher. So we'll see where all this stuff goes. I mean, this recession is just not getting any better, right? You guys have seen the realistic aspects of this recession last week when those banks started failing. Obviously, they got bought out, but it's not enough to save it. You know, other banks are going to fall. Other banks are going to fall. Other companies are going to fall. It's going to be a lot of volatility in the market, and I'm not expecting any of it to be good, especially with the interest rates still going up. So there's a news article right here. It says something broke, but the Fed is still expected to go through with the hikes. So they don't care. Recession is going to go through whether we like it or not. So, I mean, we'll see where it goes. Right here, it says inflation gauge increased 0.4% in February as expected and up 6% from a year ago. So inflation is going up. As you guys can see, things are not getting better here. So I'm expecting all the news events to be bad. I mean, it's kind of unusual here that US30 continues to push up higher. It shouldn't really be pushing up higher, but that's just the market, right? It's all manipulation. So what I'm seeing here is we'll probably see a temporary push up, and then eventually I think this will come down at some point because there's nothing good coming out of a recession. Like whether you guys want to believe it or not, it's not going to, there's nothing good that can come out of it. So I see some manipulation happening here. I'll probably push up a little bit. And then one thing to look for here would be looking at the traders here. Once a lot of people chase these buys, because eventually people are going to chase the buys, right? It's at 58%. Once it goes up to 60, you just got to use logic, guys. The economy's not good. The world's not good. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. This is going to have to drop at some point. So, I'm okay with taking buys right now. I think this is why scalping is probably the best way to trade this year specifically, because there's a lot of volatility and you can trade both ways. You can buy, you can sell, and it doesn't matter because you're in and out within a few minutes. I think intraday traders might be okay, but I think swing traders are going to hurt the most this year. So if you guys are swing trading, I'd be careful with your positions because you're going to see a lot of back and forth movement, especially with the recession going on, because there's going to be news that's going to spike price up, and there's going to be news that spikes price down. So for me personally, I'm glad that we've been practicing scalping for the past 2 years now or 3 years, because this is really where we're going to start to shine. And we've been shining pretty much for the past couple of years, but this year is going to be where we're going to have probably the most profit, because the market's going to be so volatile. We're going to be able to get in and out very quickly. Not a lot of people are good at scalping. It's not an easy trading style. But if you stick to your rules and your game plan, you guys will be perfectly fine. That's something to keep in mind, guys. Like that's why I've been sticking to one trading style, because everybody's trading style they have their time, like where their trading style just pretty much outperforms everybody else. And I think for this year, scalping for sure is going to be number one, because we're able to get into the trades really, really quickly for 100 to 300 pips to 500 pips. We're not really stuck in that position for too long. As long as you guys don't get greedy, you guys will be perfectly fine. Just stick to the game plan. So right here on the 5 minute, we still don't have the buy signal. So there's no entry for us to take here. The only entry that we can possibly have would be a momentum scalp failure here on the 1 minute, but I'm not really looking to take that. There's a sell signal right here. If this closes and volume is below average, then this could technically be a momentum scalp failure. However, it's not one that I'm personally looking to take, because I typically like to wait for the momentum scalp variation and momentum scalp. Volatility is high right now, so I think this will be fine. We might get some sideways range here, but eventually I think price will start to move directional. So here we go, as price starts to push back up. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited for this recession. Like a lot of people are scared because a lot of people are working like normal jobs, and people are going to get laid off. Right? A lot of people already started getting laid off. If you know anybody that works at tech companies, a lot of people at tech companies are starting to get, or they've been getting laid off. And that's why it's affecting a lot of these, the NASDAQ. Like the NASDAQ here is super volatile compared to US30. Yeah, C6 said I've been waiting for this recession. I know, I think we all have. We've been talking about this recession for like the past 2 years now. And now it's actually starting to really happen. I mean, this recession should have happened like back in COVID, but like, I don't know, the market was super manipulated, and now it's starting to tumble. Yeah, the good thing about trading is that, we can make money both ways. We can sell or we can buy. So it doesn't matter if we're going through a recession or not. There's always going to be opportunities in the market. The cool thing about the recession, though, like for us specifically as traders, is that it causes volatility in the market. Like, when's the last time have you guys seen price move like this, right? I haven't seen price move like this since COVID. Like market open right here at 630. And the range from the market right now is 1,400 pips. That's like a crazy range. Like that's a lot of movement for like the first, 10, 15 minutes of the market. We didn't really get movement like this since COVID. Generally our movement would be like 500 pips. That's why our breakout was so small, because it was barely moving this much, right? It's now moving like 3 times the size of what it's been moving for the past couple, for like maybe the past year or so. So this volatility is a good thing. It's good because, you know, we can catch these moves when price starts to spike around and whatnot. I mean, another thing that you can do, like I'm already looking at the charts right now. There's another strategy that I'm already thinking of right now. Like, I mean, if you get a momentum and you get strong candles in that direction, odds of it pushing down lower in that area are very likely. Not exactly on the momentum signal, but like say for example, right here, let me see if I can show you one. Okay, so like for example, right here, we have a buy signal, right? This isn't an official strategy, but I started to notice it. See how there's a buy signal right here, and you see when there's a strong green candle. So this is, I wouldn't count the momentum signal, but this is not a strong one. This is weak. This is weak. This is weak. This is weak. This is strong, right? So you can see when you see a strong candle like that, you can take it for a quick push because you already know where momentum is going, right? Like that's an easy 250 pips right there. I mean, it aligns with other strategies, but I'm just like eyeballing the charts right now. I'm like, this snip like actually works very well. So again, right here, there's a buy signal, right? And there's a strong green candle right here, like meaning little or no wick on top. If you took that right there as well, like you can even take the size of the candle right there. It's 360 pips. It's another full TP. So I'm already getting a lot of ideas right now of like other strategies that we could implement, like quicker strategies to just based off price action. Because we already know where momentum is going. If you have a buy signal and you have price action of a strong candle, odds of it pushing are very likely. You can also tie this in with a snipe strategy or SR rejection scalp. Actually, this is an SR rejection scalp. Let's see, yeah, so there's an SR zone right here. Strong green candle rejects off the SR zone. That's an SR rejection scalp. But you can do it the size of the candle. So there's a lot of opportunities here to make money in the market. You know, if that's the case, you might start looking at SR rejection scalps. So I'll play around with the SR zones. I mean, obviously right here, we're looking for a bullish entry. So I would play around with the SR rejection zones right here. So what I'm looking for next is I'll probably look for a buy signal. And then if I get a strong, you know, green candle in that direction, then be an SR rejection scalp. But all right, at the moment right now, there's nothing for us to take. Looking over here on the 5 minute, we still don't have the buy signal. We need to get a buy signal here on the 5 in order for us to have entry. So there's no buy signal here yet. Price is kind of bouncing around a little bit. Let's go with NASDAQ. It's possible entry here for NASDAQ. See, the problem with this here is like I can't tell like what the TP stop loss should be. I don't know if it's 2550 or 250, but the volatility here is super high. For you guys who trade NASDAQ, when you're using the TP stop loss, is it 100 or is it 10? Because I don't know how the points work on NASDAQ. I was trying to trade this yesterday. That's why I took a loss yesterday, because I didn't know what the TP stop loss was. I put it too close, ended up having a small loss. I kind of fixed it right here and it made it right back, but I don't understand, like, I don't know if the market's just extra volatile right now or if it's supposed to be 250. Like, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be, you know, 2550. That looks like way too tight. So I don't even know if that's supposed to be it. But if you put 250 to 500, now it's way too wide. So I think it's supposed to be 2550, but I mean, I don't know, or 50-50. I probably have to use a one-to-one here. NASDAQ. Yeah, I'll still have to play around with it. I'm not ready to take a full lot size for NASDAQ yet, but I'm assuming if it's like 50-50, that would be it right there. It's probably gonna push the TP. This was a momentum scalp variation, momentum scalp entry. So I'll let that run and we'll see where it plays out to. Obviously I didn't take a trade because I wasn't sure what the TP stop loss should be, but it's something that I still got to experiment with. So looking over here at YM, guys, there's still no entries for us to take right now. There's a buy signal here. This was a buy signal. The only problem with this here is that there's no buy signal here on the 5. I think this might have been a possible SR rejection scalp though. No, it's not. It's just a pivot scalp. If you guys are still familiar with the pivot scalp entry, this would technically be a pivot scalp. The only problem is that it's right at the red flags. It's right here at news price. And then it's also right here at opening price. So not a trade that I would personally take myself. Looks like it's going to hit though. So again, guys, the main strategies I'm looking for here are going to be the momentum scalp variation and momentum scalp. If you guys are not familiar with that strategy, just go to our website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. And once you guys unlock your free access, just pull up the all of the modules from the 2.0 course. So if you guys want to learn these strategies that I'm discussing right now, the specific ones that we're applying here on the live session, go to the website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. It's all completely free to watch any of the videos that have the strategies that I'm referring to. This is what the course looks like. You'll scroll down, you'll go down to main strategies right here. And the main ones that I'm applying are the momentum scalp variation and momentum scalp. The momentum scalp failure is the catalyst for our entries to start, but the main ones that I'm looking to apply are these two right here. However, we can't take any of these entries here because there's no buy signal on the 5-minute. So in order for us to have an entry here that's valid, we need to have a buy signal on here because we need momentum to align. We need momentum to be bullish on the 10, momentum to be bullish on the 5, and momentum to be bullish here on the 1. So this right here would not be an entry for me to take. This would be a different strategy. It's called a pivot scalp. And you can see right there that it hit full TP. So if you guys took it, great. If you guys did it, it's okay because it didn't meet criteria. It's also a red flag. So not necessarily one that I would personally take. So if you guys want to learn that one, the pivot scalp, you just go back to the course again over here. You'll scroll down. The pivot scalp will be a bit lower. Scroll down over here. You go over here to scalping strategies, and it's going to be the second one right here. US30 1-minute pivot scalp strategy. So this is available to everybody, guys. If you guys want to watch the videos and understand what I'm explaining here, just pull up the website and you guys can watch all the videos. If you guys want the indicators, obviously you guys are gonna have to upgrade, but to watch the videos and understand what we're doing here, it's all completely free. So there's no excuse for you guys not to understand what's going on here because the videos are there for you to watch. You just have to actually go and watch the videos. So looking over here, guys, we have the pending 5. Now in the 5-minute, we have a pending buy signal right here. We're waiting for this here to close. If this closes in the next couple of minutes, we can start looking for entries here on the 1. But at the moment, we just don't have anything to take right now. Back on the course, guys, we have about like 30 strategies here. So what I recommend is go to the course, watch as many of the strategy videos as you like, find one strategy that you really like, and then you can reach out to me and I can help you master that strategy. All the strategies here work perfectly fine. So there's nothing wrong with any of the strategies. They all went through like years and years of back testing. So I know that they all work perfectly fine. It's just really mastering and figuring out what fits your trading style. For me, obviously, I like to scalp. I think these two strategies are the easiest ones to apply: momentum scalp failure and momentum scalp variation, momentum scalp. And I think this will bring you guys the most consistent profits if you guys apply them properly every single day. So now we're just waiting for this buy signal here. The buy signal still didn't close on the 5. We need this buy signal here to close in order for us to have entry. So until we get that, it's just going to be, a back and forth movement. It's not necessarily anything stable here. Back to NASDAQ over here. NASDAQ still pushing around. I still got to play with NASDAQ. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with taking it yet here on the live session until I figure out what the TP stop loss should be. Because pricing is very similar to US30, but I got to figure out what my TP stop loss would be. All right, here's a clean chart of US30, guys, or YM. As you guys can see, price is having a hard time getting past the opening price. So this blue line right here was where market opened at. And you can see that price is just not able to get past it. It got past it right here, faked out, came back below, got past it right here, faked out, got dropped down below. Right here, it didn't even get past it. You can see the wicks like is having a direct issue with getting past opening price right here. So once we get that, some sort of confirmation, then better, right? But we just don't have any of that right now. So price right here is still pushing up. We don't have that buy signal here on the 5 yet. We have about 20 seconds left on this candle. Hopefully it pushes up and it closes, but if not, it's just going to be another waiting game until we get it. All right. 5 minute right here is finally closing. And it disappeared. All right, perfect. We got the buy signal here on the 5. We can start looking for entries now. This doesn't mean to necessarily enter any trades yet, but now that we have a buy signal here and a buy signal here, we can start looking for entries here on the 1 minute. So now that we have that, this is perfect. First entry that would come up here on the 1 minute would be the momentum scalp failure. So what we're looking for here is a sell signal on the 1. That's going to provide a momentum scalp failure. I typically don't take that specific entry, but if we get a momentum scalp variation right after, then I'll be looking for that one. The most part. Let's see. Leonardo is asking, hi, Kodi, S&P needs to break 3930 for going up. Let me check. So we'll pull up ES over here. Leonardo, ES is the same thing as S&P. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you understand that this is just a future. So what I do is I use the raw data. I use the actual future. I don't trade S&P like the indice, because this here has better data. It shows you the exact pricing and exact movement. So Leonardo's asking if price needs to break 3950 or 3930 in order for it to looks like it's already past 3930. Leonardo, I think this is maybe what you're looking for, the high right here, right? So the high that you're probably talking about is 3957. This is why I like to use the future data, because you have the actual data here that's accurate. So I think this is what you're talking about right here, right? Because it looks like that's the high point. So I don't necessarily think it needs to break it, but yeah, if it breaks in, closes above it, then that would be the case. So price breaks and close past the high right there. That'd be considered a high-low entry. So if you know my strategies, this is called the high-low scalp. If it breaks past it, it's going to give you an opportunity to catch a scalp and to ride it higher. So yes, I think your numbers are different because you're probably looking at the indice for S&P, but looking over here for the future, 3957.25 is the number that I'm looking at, because that's where the high is at. This data is directly from the exchange. So this is like the best data that you can get if you're trading S&P. So this is actual future. There's no, like, the problem with the indice data from brokers is that they kind of make up their own data. So pricing will be different, spread will be different, and you'll kind of see the movement here a little different as well. But this is directly from the exchange, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So yeah, you can look for that right there. Or if if the numbers are different, just look for that high, Leonardo. Wait for it to break and close past it, and I think it'll probably push up higher from that point. Back to US30, guys. We don't have any entries here yet, but we're looking for the sell signal to close to provide us a retracement. Once we have the retracement, we can confirm, the push to the upside higher. But yeah, we're good right here. We got the buy signal. We got the buy signal on the 10. We can just focus on the 1 now, waiting for this to, bounce around from this point. Fernando's asking, are you doing 2550? I mean, it depends on where price is currently at, Fernando. So like, for example, if we get an entry over here, we wouldn't use a 1030, right? It's too close. But if the market starts to go sideways, then we can use a 1030 because it's going to be closer, right? But the range right now, you can see where the range is back here. It's pretty far back. So you probably want to use a 2550. So at the moment, if we got an entry like right now, it'd be 2550. But if price continues to go sideways right here, Fernando, and say we get an entry like later along the line, right? Like down here, and price is not moving, then at that point, we would use a 1030. So you just got to look at where the market's currently at when entry comes up. But right now, there just isn't anything for us to take at the moment. So yeah, if you were to have an entry right now, it'd be 25.50, but it just depends on market conditions at the time of entry. I'm not expecting an entry to come up anytime soon, so I'm not really banking on anything specific at the moment. But I mean, we'll see. But yeah, I'm probably going to use the 25.50 if the market keeps going back and forth. So let's go back to sentiment real quick. Where's everybody trading? Yeah, Dijon said, LOL, these candles are so nasty. Yeah, just keep in mind, guys, that, you know, there's a saying that goes around on Tuesdays that it's Trap Tuesday. So be careful taking any entries here because you don't want to get caught in a trap, especially if price starts to range back and forth. You know, you're going to start to see some really like unusual movements. So the last thing you want to do is get caught in a fake out, which would be considered a trap. And you know, this ends up happening far too often on Tuesdays. So why people call it Trap Tuesday. Daniel said the Dow Jones is up 340 points and it's still in a range. Yeah, I know it's up very heavily right now, right? Let's pull up CNBC real quick. So looking over here at CNBC, guys, the Dow is currently up 335 points. S&P is up 61 points. NASDAQ's up 207 points. Russell 2K is up 46 points. And the VIX is currently down 11%. That's a crazy big difference across the board. Says over here, Meta to lay off 10,000 more workers after initial cuts in November. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of job cuts here, and you're going to see the unemployment rate go up very heavily because these people who are getting laid off are going to be applying for unemployment, of course. So, all right, here goes the sell signal on the 1 minute. We just want to make sure no sell signal comes up here on the 5 and 10, because if that's the case, then it's really going to screw us over because we're going to have to wait for this buy signal to come back. I mean, if it comes down further, then that's completely fine. There's currently a pending sell signal here on the 5 and 10. If that's the case, this is going to be a bit of an issue because we need to have momentum to align. And the trend right now is very bullish. So here we go with the Trap Tuesday movement. Not necessarily a good time to make any entries at this point. I mean, obviously, you guys want to be careful. I don't know if this will hold or not. Let's see. Yeah, so this right here would be a momentum scout failure entry, not one that I would personally take. I just don't like taking this specific entry myself. But yeah, this would be a momentum scout failure entry right here. I'm not in it. I'm not looking to take it either. This is why I don't like taking these types of entries, because these types of entries are very risky. It's a counter trend trade or a counter movement trade, basically. So counter momentum trade. As you can see right here, momentum's pushing down. So when you're taking this trade for a buy, you're going against momentum because momentum is coming down. You're basically looking for a fake out. However, now looking at this here, guys, the volume is above average. Thanks, Martha, for bringing that up. This is actually no momentum scout failure because the volume here is above average. This would have to be below the blue line. I don't know why I always do that. I always forget to look down at the volume, and that's like one of the most important criteria. Because basically what you're looking at when you're looking for this here is you're looking for a fake out. So if you guys look over here at momentum sometimes, you'll see price reverse, right? Like for example, right here, there's a sell signal that comes up right here, but trend is bullish and the volume is below average. So when you see this right here, this is just a fake out. Like price kind of attempts to swing down, but then since volume is below average, it just ends up going opposite. So like, for example, right here, this was a sell signal against the trend, but the volume was above average. So price still came down further. This right here, we had a sell signal, volume was below average, trend was bullish, price went the complete opposite side. This right here didn't meet criteria because the volume was above average. So you wouldn't have taken it. But you can see right here, price is starting to correct right back up. So like with all of these entries and all of these things that we're analyzing, guys, there's always logic behind it. Whenever I apply anything or I look to take entries, it's because there's logic behind it. Like I'm basically outsmarting the market. The market right here is trying to trick people to take certain trades because they see momentum going the other direction. But if you look at volume below, down below, this means that there's not enough orders coming through. Right here, there's actually a lot of sell orders coming through. So this, I wouldn't go against it because this will indicate that price can actually reverse. But if it's below average, then it's a whole different story. All right, so we have a possible entry right here. This would be a momentum scalp, but it's not one that I'm really looking to take myself because the problem here is that we have a lot of the red flags again. So looking at this here, if you're going to use a 2550 like we were discussing earlier, it would have to cut through opening price, which is, a bit of a risk. So if you guys want to take this here, you guys can, but I'm just going to, I'm going to throw it out there that this is going to be a bit risky because for one, this momentum signal is not really clear. It keeps going back and forth. It disappears, it shows up, disappears again. It's not a set in stone for sure that it's going to close. So it's a problem because the last thing you want to do is enter a trade and not be sure about the entry, right? So it's right here, opening price. I'll mark it up for you guys, but I gotta actually wait for it to close before I ever give it any second thought, because this thing here can easily just disappear. Let me see. I'm gonna try to hop into this trade here if possible, but I'm gonna think about it first. I just want a better confluence here to show me where price is gonna go, because the problem is that there's a red flag right here. There's no V1 or V2 down here, but I'm a little confident that price will push up. So let's see if I can get a better hint over here as to like where direction of price is going. So I see a wick rejection here on the 5. I see wick rejections here on the 10. The 2 hour is not useful for us. Let me see if there's any other confluence here. There's a confluence right here of a V1 variation on the 1 hour. There's a V1 variation over here on the 2 hour or 30 minute as well, but it's kind of far off. So let me see if there's anything else over here for me to look at. All right. So I'm in this position right here, guys. I'm in profit, but I'm like still analyzing to see if there's any hints of price to push up higher from where it's currently at. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move my stop loss in profit. I'm in profit about 500 bucks. Fuck, it kicked me out. All right. So I basically got out at break even. It's all good. I didn't have any confluences here indicating that price was going to continue up higher. I mean, this was a momentum scalp entry. Only problem is that it was at a red flag right here. Let's push this up higher. Actually didn't pull me out. Yeah, I pulled myself out right now. For some reason, it didn't trigger my stop loss. So I pulled out at 1,260. I thought I moved my stop loss in profit, but my MT4 was for whatever reason, it didn't update. So I just closed out manually right now. It closed me out at about 1,000 profit. I mean, it's probably gonna hit CP, well, whatever. So the reason why I took this trade here, guys, is because we had a lot of these things lining up right here. And I looked back to see if there was any confluences, right? There was a couple confluences, but there wasn't enough to really confirm my direction. So like I went back over here and I saw, okay, there was a V1 variation on the 1 hour. There's a V1 variation over here on the 30 minute. I looked at the 2 hour over here. There wasn't really much for us to look at. I saw wick rejections over here on the 5 and 10. So as you guys can see, whenever you guys have an entry like this, you guys can look at the multiple timeframes to look to see if there's any other confluences indicating that price is going to push up higher. The only problem here that I had was that there was no real strong confluence. There were small confluences here and there. Like this V1 variation came up at like Asia session last night at midnight. So this is London Open. And then with this one too at on the 30 minute, this both happened at London Open. So this is like 7 hours later. This right here didn't perform any confluence for me to really want to take the trade. But I looked at the wick rejections here and these kind of told me that it gave me a hint that price was going to push up at least a little bit. So what I was going to do is I was going to enter the trade and I was going to move my stop loss in profit. I tried to move my stop loss in profit. For whatever reason, MT4 didn't close me out or it didn't update my stop loss. So what happened was when it pushed up right here, I just manually closed it out because it just didn't meet my criteria. So this is a more advanced way of trading. Sometimes if you guys feel really comfortable about a position, I just like the way that this candle here opened up. I entered it with a wider TP stop loss, 25,500. And then I just ended up making adjustments as price was moving along. So it's probably gonna hit TP, but it's all good. I pulled out for like partial profit. Looks like CSUK over here caught it as well. So there goes as it pushes up as it continues to go up higher. Let me take a screenshot of my profits so far. So my accounts are doing pretty decent so far. I mean, they're not doing bad at all, but yeah, it looks like it hit TP right there. Let me see if I can pull it back up. Yeah. So if I would have held on to it, it would have hit TP. It's all good. I'll just show you guys my partial profits that I locked in off that. So it looks like some of the people in the group did take it. Sisu caught it. Wish I would have held it now, but it's all good. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I locked in 1,000. I'll just show you guys what I locked in. So let me give you guys a little update in the group. So I locked this in for 250 pips. It's a momentum scalp entry. So the entry that I took right here. So I'm gonna go over exactly why I was okay with taking this trade. So the reason why we took this trade, for one, the strategy that came up was that it was a momentum scalp failure and momentum scalp variation. You can see how price closed above the pivots over here. This here confirmed that it was a momentum scalp variation. And then on top of that, we had a buy signal over here, which was a momentum scalp. So right there, I have two confluences already indicating that this is likely to play out. The third confluence was that volume over here was above average. So as I mentioned before, whenever price or the volume is above average, this right here will typically, it'll tell you that price will continue pushing that direction. So when I saw this right here, that was already three confluences. I looked at the bottom, volume is below average. It's not a requirement, but it's a confluence that you guys can look at if you guys are wondering if price was going to push up higher. So two confluences right here with two strategies. And then on top of that, we had volume over here above average. Next, I looked over here on the other time frame. I had a V1 variation reversal pattern here on the 1 hour, V1 variation reversal pattern here on the 30-minute. I saw wick rejections on the 10 and the 5, and then I was just sold on taking the trade. So I took the trade there. I made my adjustments. As price continued to move along, I started to feel less and less confident about the position. So I tried to move my stop loss in profit. I dragged my stop loss in profit, but for some reason, I don't know why, but my MT4 doesn't have one-click trading anymore. Like when I try to drag stuff up, I have to confirm it. So what happened was I wasn't able to confirm it because I just dragged it up and I thought I was going to automatically close. It didn't close, and then I ended up holding on to it a bit longer. And then when price pushed it back up into profit, I just manually closed it out. So this is a trade that I took right here. I'll give you guys an update so that you guys can go back and rewatch or not rewatch it, but you guys can review the trade if you'd like. Because when I do post my trades here, I typically post the trade that I take so that you guys can match it if you guys want to go back and just review it. So for this one right here, it was a momentum scalp entry for 250 pips. Our momentum scalp variation plus momentum scalp is 2 entries in one. Whoops. This is a GIF right here. There's like, whenever we get scammers in the group, I post like these GIFs and they get super pissed off. I always have like a bunch of GIFs here, but I kind of mess around with the scammers whenever they post stuff in the group. So let me post some of my profits real quick. And all my accounts are different, so I got to take individual screenshots of basically each one. I'm still looking for entries right here right now, though. So I don't see anything here at the moment, but still looking out for it. All right, so I'm up 4,300 on my FTMO number 1. I'm up 4,048 on my FTMO number 2. My MFF. Martha said she took it as well, but she pulled out early. So I'll take a look at your guys' profits as well. If you guys are posting your profits in the group, great. I'll add them to the list. And then my last MFF over here, total profit of 3,900. All right, perfect. All right, so I'll post this up in the group real quick. There are all my accounts, FTMO, FTMO, MFF, MFF, and MFF. All right, so we're still looking for entries here, guys. We just don't have anything yet. All right, so Dijon said the SR rejection would have hit. There's one right here, I believe. I'm looking at this one. Yeah, this one right here. So, I mean, there was a couple of them that came up right here, Dijon. There was this one right here. I think this would be the main one, right? This strong green candle. If you took that for an SR rejection scalp, would have been solid. Probably would have went for a 50-50 on that one right there. So here's some profits from Martha. So Martha locked in for the day. Martha locked in 1,010 for the day. Nice work, Martha. So here are my accounts, guys. The trade that I took was at Momentum Scalp trade. So if you guys want to go back and review it, I took a screenshot here so that you guys can see. This is the trade I took. Total profit of, these are all my accounts, 4,300, 4,048, 4,078, 4,058, 3,978. Scrolling down right here, here are my individual trades. So here is my FTMO number one account. You can see I locked in a total profit of 4,300. This is the trade that I took off that there. I should have made 2,500 because it was a 25-50 split. However, I took it for a partial profit just because I didn't feel comfortable with it. That's why you don't have a green strip here. So I just pulled out early. Here's my FTMO number two, locked in 4,048, locked in 1,010 on that one as well. Here's my MFF number one, locked in 4,078 for the day, 1,040 on that one trade. My FTMO number two, 4,058, around the same amount of profit right there. And then lastly, my FTMO number three, 4,078, same amount of profit on that trade too. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. We'll be looking for another entry here. So the next thing that we're going to be looking for is the sell signal again. We still have the buy signals here on the 5 and 10. So everything here still lines up for entry for us. So this is what I was talking about yesterday, guys. So yesterday market was moving super choppy. It was very risky to take entries. I skipped out on pretty much majority of entries yesterday. But then I'm making it back all today, right? Making up for it today because now the market's actually moving a little smoother and there's a lot of entries for us to hop into. So you just got to play your cards right, guys. Some days the market's not going to move smoothly and it's not going to be a good time to take entries versus like days like today where there's just a lot more entries to take. So let's scroll down real quick. A couple of profits over here from Kenny. So Kenny's currently up. You see, it is loading right now, Kenny. Once we get that, I'll take a look. All right, so Kenny over here on his first account, total profit of 1,210. Great work right here. Kenny had a bit of a big loss initially. Looks like you took this pre-market. So looking at this entry right here, Kenny, I see you took this like before market open. I think this is probably the mistake you made, right? Because as soon as market opened, it spiked right down. So just avoid any trades pre-market like this. This is way too close. You entered at 628, basically at 629. And then you just got caught in that spike to the downside. So it's all good. You locked in 1,200 on this one. And then Kenny's other account over here, he's now up 2,020. So nice recovery right there and continue pushing your direction. Let me just copy these over here real quick. There's no entries for us to take right now, guys, so don't worry, you're not missing out on anything. But what I recommend, guys, if you guys haven't like reviewed any of the live sessions in the past, or if you guys are new here, I'd recommend reviewing the old past live sessions, guys, because I'm repeating the process pretty much every day. And if you guys can understand the keywords and you guys are able to catch these moves when I catch them, it'll be more beneficial for you so you don't miss any of these trades. So we have MC over here. MC is currently at 4,000 for the day. All wins. Nice work, MC. Yeah, straight wins right here, all blue. So solid work right there. Yeah, MC said they took it, but they backed out. Stop loss didn't trigger. Yeah, it looks like MC had the same issue as me. So the MC over here tried to move their stop loss and profit. Their stop loss didn't trigger, so they ended up just pulling out. Yeah, I don't know if it's a connection issue. I thought it was just me, but it looks like other people are also getting caught in that issue with moving their stop loss and profit. Natasha over here, she said working on letting her trades hit TP on her phone. Total profit of 777 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. All full TPs and all green strips right here. So solid profit right there, Natasha. We have Eunice over here. He said pulled out with partial profit. It did hit TP, but no green strip. So Eunice over here, total profit of 182 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Eunice. Take a look at these messages later. All right, so I think that's it for right now. There's still no entries for us to take at the moment, but everything here is very bullish, as you guys can see. We're still looking for a sell signal, so we need a sell signal here to confirm retracement, and we'll catch it as it swings back up. So no entry right now. Here's NASDAQ. There's no entries for NASDAQ either. There's a momentum scalp right here that came up. Not sure if anyone caught it. I just got to figure out what the TP stop loss should be for NASDAQ. I think for this, we might have to use like a 101 or something, because the movements here are a lot bigger compared to US30. Like, for example, right here, there's no way we could use a 1030 split on this. This is like impossible, right? 2550 split. I mean, I guess this could probably work 2550, but still it's really too close. Probably have to be like something like a 50-50 or even like a 75-50. Yeah, but I mean, NASDAQ's starting to fly too. So NASDAQ looks pretty bullish right here. You know, I'm curious. Let me check my actual stock index. Stock index is looking okay right now. Verizon's freaking killing me. I'm down $200. Everything else is looking fine though. All right. NASDAQ's looking good. US30 still looking good. Some more profits over here from Martha. So Martha said, today practiced some high lows and SR scalps, took a variation, now waiting for retracement. So here's Martha's profits. She's currently at 5,550 for the day. Nice work, Martha. So yeah, looking at this over here, she had pretty much all wins. She took high-low scalps, SR scalps, and the variation. Now she's waiting for retracement for that momentum scalp failure. Nice work, Martha. Yeah, total profit of 5,550 for the day on her account. Yeah, I think you've been working with CSUK, right? So great work. Yeah, so guys, look, so there's no excuse for you guys not to be doing well, right? Like Martha went out of her way to get help from CSUK. CSUK's been helping her, and look at her profits, right? Like the profit, like there's opportunity out there. You guys have to just do the work. You guys can't just join the live sessions and expect to be making like thousands of profits every single day without knowing what to do. Martha here goes out of her way. She talks to CSUK. CSUK tells her what to do. And you can see her consistency right here, straight wins. So guys, if you guys want to be good at trading, you guys have to put in the work. You can't just like automatically be a professional trader just from, you know, sitting in on the live sessions and trying to copy what I'm doing. Like you guys can make profit from doing that, but you guys have to actually understand the strategies. You guys can't just wait here and expect for, you to like understand what I'm saying here without actually watching the videos, because I've made everything completely free. Like you don't have to pay for anything. The YouTube's completely free. The website's completely free to watch the strategies. You just can't be lazy, right? There's people here who are profiting in the group every single day. If you look over here at the Anelli over here, total profit of 6,920. There's like so many people here who profit every single day. If you guys are not profitable, it's because you're not really putting in the work or you're not asking for help. The main reason why a lot of people fail at trading is because they overtrade or they revenge trade or they just don't even know what they're doing. Anelli here has been part of the group for how long now? Like a year now or 2 years? Anelli made 6,000 today. Yesterday, Anelli made 6,000. The day before that, Anelli made 4,000, right? Like these are people who actually want to do good trading, right? If you want to do good trading, I'm here to help you guys, but I can't help you guys unless you guys want help. So great work right here. Anelli, total profit of 6,920. Solid work right there. We have Stern over here, total profit of 501 for the day, all wins as well. So as you guys can see right here, Stern is also killing it. Stern today made 501. Stern yesterday made 2,216. The day before that, Stern made 2,100. The day before that, Stern made 2,169. He hasn't had any losses. These are straight wins, right? Straight wins. So there's a ton of opportunity out there, guys, but you guys have to actually put in the work to get to that point. So let's see if there's anything else here. There's nothing for us to take right now for YM. Looking over here at NASDAQ, there's nothing here either. I'm still looking for the sell signal to come up over here for price to come back and push back up, but there just isn't anything for us to take at the moment. So, I'm just like putting it out there, guys. Like if you guys want to be great at trading, you guys have a great community here, but you guys just have to be involved. Because I mean, everybody here helps each other. If you guys want the help, people will help you. It's just, you just can't have anything. You can have everything like spoon fed to you, right? Like the thing that like annoys me the most is when I offer to help someone become a great trader and they ask to just be put on my copier. That's like the worst, bro. If you ask me that, I'll probably block you because I'm not going to put you on my copier. It's like, I get that question every day. People are like, hey, I need like $100. Can you just put me on your copier for like one day? I'm like, no, I'm not going to put you on my copier. And it's just, it blows my mind. Like I'm literally teaching you how to fish, but you don't want to learn. So it's crazy. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna put their name out there, but I forgot. I mean, you guys already know probably who. Yeah, Patrick said put me on that copier, Sean. Yeah, I mean, I show you guys what I do every day. Like I repeat the process of like how I trade every day. You guys have like the whole blueprint of what I do here. And I'm trying to like teach you guys to do exactly what I'm doing, but you have to actually want to learn. You can't just like automatically be a profitable trader by doing nothing, right? D said, I've been fishing a lot. I think this might be easier. Yeah, because you could do fishing straight from your home computer, right? You know, be out there in the water. Natasha said, I mean, if you don't mind, I would love to go on your copier. I know, right? Everybody would. At some point, well, so the reason why I don't really put people on my copier is because there's like legal things that there's legal loopholes that need to run through. Like I thought about running a PAM account at some point, but I mean, maybe not right now, but later on. I think once we start our prop firm, that's like my main goal. Like once we start our prop firm, I'll start a PAM account. And from there, people can be added to the PAM account. But there's just a lot of legal issues that run into that. Because then I got to get licensing. And it's just a mess. It's just more work on my end. Martha's asking what's a PAM account. PAM account is just like a massive account. It just copies like, it's a copier that copies like to like a ton of accounts. It's like a massive copier. But there's a lot of issues with that too, because if there's an issue with the PAM account, it can easily just blow everybody's account if there's like one mistake that's made. That kind of happened a lot like during COVID. If you guys were like around during COVID, you guys would have known that there's a lot of people who started creating PAM accounts. It was like a copier, but then market was like too crazy and too volatile. And then what would happen was like if the copier couldn't copy the or couldn't exit the trade, like everyone's trades would just get blown because the trade would just keep running into drawdown. There was this one guy from the UK, I think he like lost like over like 5 million euros and like over Christmas. It was like during the holidays because the I guess their PAM account went down and the market was moving super crazy during COVID. And then everyone's account just pretty much got like obliterated. It just got destroyed completely. So there are issues with PAM accounts. Like if I was to run something like that, a PAM account is basically what FTMO does. So you know how like FTMO copies everybody else's trades? They have like one main account that copies everybody's trades. That's like what it would be considered. So I would be doing something like that, but nothing on a massive level like that. Like their level is like massive because they have like hundreds of traders. For our prop firm that we're creating, we're only going to have like, I mean, probably like 100 max because, obviously people are going to come and go. But yeah, that's crazy. There's a lot of risk that comes with having an account like that, especially if you have like 1,000 people like copying your trades. It's crazy. Like one network connection failure can blow everybody's account. All right, so there's no entries here for US30, guys. I mean, price is still pushing up. There's no retracement. We're waiting for a retracement to come down right here so that price can provide us an entry for a momentum scalp failure, but there just isn't anything there right now. Looking over here at NASDAQ, price hasn't retraced down either. Looking over at S&P. So let's see, Leonardo. I'm not sure if you're still here, Leonardo, but it finally broke and closed past it, right? So you guys saw my analysis right here. I mentioned if price breaking closed past right there, you could take it for a buy. So I'm not sure if you took that, Leonardo, but the analysis I provided for you a little while ago played out perfect. Broke right through it. That line I drew, broke and close, and then there it goes straight to the top. Let's see. Glenn's asking if there's a momentum scalp failure. No, there isn't one here. There's no sell signal right here for YM, Glenn. You need a sell signal in order for it to be a momentum scalp failure. 738. I don't see anything here with the sell signal at 738, Glenn. So I don't see anything here. So yeah, you said 738, right? There's no sell signals around here. Man, I'm getting a stuffy nose. This weather sucks. This weather in California, I think we're getting another storm. So I'm starting to get a stuffy. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to clear out. All right, I'm back. But yeah, Glenn, there's no entry here at 730, 738. There's like no momentum signal here at all. Hey, Brock, how's it going? Welcome. I know you're an hour behind, so you're probably barely getting on. Yeah, you are lying, Brock. You are obviously getting on like way later because of this daylight savings. Patrick said, if you guys are in the Zoom, you guys saw Patrick put it in the chat. That's basically how those accounts work, Patrick. And it's crazy because people will like literally put money into those accounts and not ask any questions, and then someone just scams them. Because you guys got to keep in mind that sometimes like a lot of these people who are creating PAM accounts are just scamming you. Like they'll take your money and tell you, okay, I'll give you your investment back in like 6 weeks. And then you try to find this guy in 6 weeks and they're like disappeared. They're like somewhere else. So just keep that in mind. If you guys ever see people who try to sell you on like guaranteed investments, and you guys will probably see these advertisements like all the time, right? People will say, okay, invest like X amount of money, and then you'll get the investment back in like 6 to 12 months. Don't believe any of that stuff because there's no guarantees with trading. So just keep that in mind because like, I mean, even myself, I'm like pretty consistent, but I still wouldn't ever say that I have a guarantee, like that I can guarantee X amount of profits or guarantee X amount of wins. Even though it's been shown, like if you guys have been following me for the past couple of months, I could probably say I have a guarantee, because if you look at our results for like the past year or so, like I can guarantee a small win. Like if I really wanted to guarantee something, I'd be like, okay, I guarantee like 5% for the entire year, right? I could possibly do that because you guys have seen like every year I always come up with like net gain positive, not like a lot, but net gain positive. Like I think from last year, let me see. But I would never do that, because if you guys do that, that's basically a scam at that point, right? Because realistically, like trading is not, there's no guarantees in trading. It doesn't matter how good you are. Like for me, I could probably say I'm pretty decent, but there's no guarantees. So I don't have the percentage here, I don't think. Yes, I don't think I have my percentages locked in over here. I mean, I have wins. My win percentage is pretty high, but I just started putting percentages this year because I feel like it's a better sample, because pips don't really mean, for me personally, I don't think pips really mean anything because everyone has a different lot size, right? So for me now, when I post the results, I have the percentages. Like for this year, we're currently up, like 18% for the year. For the month, we're only up 3%, not very much, but for the year overall, we're up pretty decent. Hey, what's up, Cameron? How's it going? Yeah. Other Pam's asking, guys, don't not to be confused with me, okay? Yeah, definitely not Pam. So when we were saying Pam, guys, it's P-A-M-M. It's not a person. It's an account. It's here, I'll Google it for you guys. So if you guys want to understand what a PAM account is, like right here, what is a PAM account? Percentage allocation market module. It's basically, so it's a form of money pooled in Forex trading or any type of trading, right? It's a bunch of money that's pooled, and then everyone gets a little small percentage of like what the profits are made. So if you guys want to look up a PAM account, it's PAM with 2 M's. It's not Pam in our group, it's Pam with 2 M's, just so you guys are aware. Okay, so there's a momentum scalp failure right here, guys, but it's right at the sessions. Not a trade that we would take. It's like literally in between the sessions right there. There's no confluences of me wanting to take any buys here. So obviously I'm not looking to take the momentum scalp failure. Here's a YM. So looking over here on the higher time frames, there's no confluences here really indicating for us to take any buys at the moment. I mean, there's like one confluence here if you wanted to use the wick rejections. There are wick rejections here on the higher time frames, 30-minute, 1 hour, and 2 hour. There's nothing here for me to really want to, take the buy there on its own. So this here would be a momentum scalp failure, but it is right at the session. So I'm not taking it. Not even thinking about taking it right now. Looks like it'll probably hit though. The one right after it too is a momentum scalp variation, but again, it's not one that I would take. It's like literally at the sessions with not enough confluences to push price up higher. So not exactly one that I would personally take myself. Yeah, D said the YouTube stock trader guys just got fined 3 million for guaranteeing people they will be profitable traders. Forgot the name. Yeah, if you guys ever see any advertising online for any trading groups that provide any guarantees, it's illegal. Like people can't even guarantee profits or profitable traders. Like D over here mentioned that those YouTube stock trader guys who got fined 3 million for guaranteeing people. That's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of legal precautions that happen with trading because it'll come off as a scam to most people, especially if they see something like that. So the momentum scalp failure right here hit, guys. I didn't take the trade obviously because it's right at the sessions, and there's another one right here that also pushed up and hit profit as well. Let's see. Cameron's asking, are you affiliated with Luke or IML? No, hell no. Never. I've never been affiliated with them ever. Definitely not familiar with IML. It's funny that like people, well, I mean, if you guys are in the trading space, you guys, everyone's heard of IML before in the past. No, I've never been affiliated with them ever. Um, PAM isn't like associated with IML. Like PAM is just the name of the account. That's if you have a big account. So um, that's just the name of the type of account. There's a lot of other companies over there that provide PAM accounts. It's not just IML. Did anyone ever make money with IML? I'm like curious with like actual trading. I'm always curious because like I know IML back in the day, it was like always like people would always laugh about it. But I'm always curious if people like actually, well, I know people obviously that they bounced from it. Like we've had a lot of people in our group, they came from IML, they came to our group, they now trade with us and they're profitable traders. But I'm curious if anyone actually like made money from trading with them. That's just something that never really got out, right? Cameron said, thank God, nope. Yeah, no. It sucks because like a lot of people got scammed in that. Are they still around? I don't even know. Let me check. They are still around. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I thought they got shut down. Their website's still up. I don't know if you can still sign up for it though. Um, I still see people advertise them on like YouTube and stuff or on like Instagram, which is crazy. Like it was crazy because like they like got caught for so much stuff and then they just changed their name. They went from like IML, iMarkets Live to like IM, and then people just kept joining. It's like I don't know. I mean, I guess it was a gateway for people to get into trading, but not in a good way. All right, there's a momentum scalp entry right here, guys. Unfortunately, it's like right at the session, so it's not one that I would personally take. I mean, it's had a red flag, obviously, right here. Yeah, Cameron said, I'm just grateful they introduced me to Forex and I was able to go elsewhere afterwards to learn how to be profitable. Yeah, no, I think that's the case with a lot of people, right? A lot of people join like those pyramid scheme companies just to like, but they got exposed to like trading. So like they would have never been exposed to trading unless they like got put into like one of those things. So I guess, I mean, that's the good that came from it. But yeah, it's just crazy. Because I remember some people in our group, they would like give us access to their course. And I was like, damn, this is like trash. Like you can find better stuff on YouTube, or you can just watch my live trading sessions and learn way more just from me explaining stuff to people. It's all good though. Everyone lives and they learn. Hopefully. Yeah, Christian said harmonic patterns. Man, Christian, you must have been part of it too, huh? I wouldn't be ashamed. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like a lot of people have been part of it. So it's not like, it's nothing to be ashamed of. No, I'm messing with you, Christian. Now, like half of our members here, like back during COVID, a lot of them came from IML and those different types of groups. There was a couple of them out there. There was like, I think like 4 different companies that were trying to do the same thing, but it was literally the same thing. Yeah, exactly. Christian said you got to start from somewhere. Yeah, I think you first messaged me when you were with them, Christian. I remember you messaged like the business page for K2 like a long time ago because we looked like we had a like you messaged me last year, and the last time you messaged me, I think it was like 2 years before that, or even 3 years. Yeah, I think you tried to recruit me to IML. I was like, bro, I trade. I was like, it was funny when IML people would try to recruit like actual traders, and I'm like, bro, have you seen our page? Like, we actually trade. We don't like recruit or do any marketing. All right, guys. So there's a possible entry right here for momentum scalp. I'm not taking it because it's right at the session. So let's go ahead and just take a look at this. Sorry, guys. I know we went off track for a bit here, just messing around, but let's take a look at the chart. So right here, there's no confluences for me to indicate for like, well, that really make me want to take this trade. So there's a momentum scalp right here. Volumes above average. That's 2 confluences indicating that price is likely to push up. So this is an entry that's currently running right now. However, looking over here, I don't see any reversal patterns. Actually, I do see one. There's a V2 variation right there, but it's a little too late for me to enter this trade. It's already in profit. I probably would have taken this for a 1030 instead of a, yeah, I mean, it's all good. I'm not going to FOMO into the trade. So this trade might actually hit. I just realized that there was a V2 variation right here. And this is now pushing up. I'm sorry. So that was my mistake right there. I didn't see that first confluence. There's actually 3 confluences right there. So this trade probably could have played out. I mean, it probably is going to play out, but I'm not going to hop into it. I'm pretty okay with my profits so far with where we're currently at. Yeah, I'm not going to FOMO into this because the way that the market's currently moving right now, it's way overextended. So as you guys can see, market has been pushing up since, let's see, market's been pushing up since 5:30 this morning. So you guys can see the push up from down here. I'm just going to measure how far price has been pushing without any real retracement. I mean, price kind of consolidated here a bit, but it just kept pushing up higher. So if you measure price from down here up to where price is currently at right now, price is pushed up about 4,540 pips. That's a really big push right now. 4,000 push to the upside with no real retracement. Let's look at the higher time frames over here real quick. So looking over here right now on the 2-hour, we don't really have much confluence aside from price rejecting off the pivots and pushing up higher. Right here on the 1-hour, same thing. Price is rejecting off the pivots and pushing up higher. And same with this on the 30-minute. So on the higher time frames over here, price was bearish, but it's now starting to shift to the upside for a bullish bias. So right here on the 2-hour, you can see price is pushing up. 1-hour over here, price is pushing up as well. And 30-minute price is pushing up. However, looking over here on the 10, 5, and 1, as you guys can see, price is way overextended, right? This 10-minute over here has been pushing up since like way down here. So what do you think is due? Price is due for retracement at this point. If you measure this on the 10-minute, you can see that price is actually pushed up higher. It's pushed up about 5,000 pips. So I think price is way overextended right now. And it's really risky to take any trades because especially if you're scalping, if price pushes down even just a little bit, it can stop you out before it reaches your TP. So for me personally, it looks like there's not really much for us to take right now. It's getting close to 8 o'clock as well, which is our cutoff time for trading. My profits for the day are pretty solid, so I'm not really looking to take anything too risky. But if there's anything that you guys want me to cover, feel free to put your questions in the chat and I can analyze whatever you guys like. So looking at this here, the main confluences that I saw for a possible entry here, we did have an entry here, but you guys got to keep in mind that there are red flags, right? So when to avoid trades. So what I would do here is I would pretty much base my pros and cons together. So red flags, when to avoid trades, when price is near sessions, price is near opening price, news price, candle prior to entry is too large, and when price is ranging. So looking at price right now, we have 1 or 2 confluences. I'll just break this down for you right here. So good confluences, bad confluences, right? We're going to do basically a risk analysis right here. So good confluence right here, momentum scalp, entry. 2 is above average. 3, previous V2 reversal pattern. So there's a couple of good confluences right here, right? Bad confluences. Price is touching sessions. And 2, price is ranging. So looking at this right here, you have 3 good confluences and 2 bad confluences. With that said, that leaves you with just 1, right? So if you were to knock these out, you have 2 right there. 2 good confluences are knocked out by these 2 bad confluences. Realistically, you just have 1 confluence right there, right? Just the entry. So doing this risk analysis, I probably wouldn't take the trade because if you go back over here, I'll just replay it. Like, it's just not a good entry. Everything's kind of lined up like this. It's right at the sessions. As I mentioned before, you pretty much just do a risk analysis right here. If you guys are ever curious about taking an entry, just do a risk analysis like this. Make a list of your good confluences, a list of your bad confluences. Right here, there's not enough for me to want to take the trade. Like if we had maybe 2 confluences right here and like less bad confluences, then maybe I'd take the trade. Like for example, if price wasn't at the sessions right here, then I probably would have taken the trade because I would have felt more comfortable, right? Because if we would have done that, or say if price wasn't ranging. Like if price wasn't ranging and we would still have like two confluences right there. Like if it looked like this, then I would have taken the trade. So just keep that in mind when you guys are taking these trades. Like just because there's an entry there doesn't mean you should take it. And especially if it's at the sessions, you should definitely not take it. But you can pretty much put a risk analysis there. Like if you want to take the trade and it's at the session still, just see if there's other good confluences available, right? Go from this list here. These are all bad confluences. And then you can look at the good confluences. Is there an entry there? Is volume above average? Is there's a reversal pattern prior to it? If that lines up, then it would be okay to take. But for this one right here, I personally would not have taken it. The trade that we took earlier, this one, so you can see that it was at opening price, but there was more confluences for it to be good because there was two entries right here. It was a momentum scalp and momentum scalp variation, plus volume was above average and price was pushing up from this lower point right here. It's three confluences right there for good. And there's one bad confluence here. With that said, I took this entry here because it lined up and it hit my TP. So that's how you guys can pretty much measure your risk per trade. So good thing we didn't take the trade here because it wouldn't have played out. Yeah, Tyler said he was in a few years ago, learned a lot about market structure and demand zone, but I only like one educator. It was a gateway for me. Yeah, I know, definitely, Tyler. And I agree with you 100%. There's no problem with like doing like actually trying, right? Like whether you tried with like those companies or not, it was a gateway, like you said, for you to get into trading. And then now that you're in our group, you're learning even more stuff and you're just becoming a better trader over time. So yeah, definitely nothing wrong with that. So, all right, guys, it's 8 o'clock. Let me look at everyone's profits for the day so far. So here are my profits. Obviously, you guys already seen them. Locking 4,300 on my MFF number or FTMO number 1, 4,048 on my FTMO number 2. These are my MFFs down here. MFF number 1, 4,078. MFF number 2, 4,058. Actually, I'm missing one here. Oh, I didn't post up. That's all good, whatever. You guys already have all my accounts right here. So here are all my accounts right here. FTMO number 1, FTMO number 2, MFF number 1, MFF number 2, and MFF number 3. Looking over here at Wesley. Wesley is currently up 278 for the day. Nice work, Wesley, on your recovery. It looks like he had one loss on open, and then he made it right back over here as he continued to dig his way in. Here's Alana over here. Total profit of 1,062 for the day. Nice work, Alana. On this one, that was from yesterday. And then from today, Alana locked in a total profit of, let's load up real quick. Total profit of 650. Nice work, Alana. So solid profit right there. Alana trades S&P. So perfectly fine if you want to trade S&P or US30. They're both indices or futures, so they work fine. Here's Vincent, total profit of 8012 on this account, full TP. And then here's Vincent's other account, his 100K account, total profit of 792 for the day. So full TPs across both of his accounts. Nice work, Vincent. We have Eunice over here, total profit of 348 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Eunice. Yeah, Eunice said didn't take it directly because of the sessions, waited for it and entered when it pushed back up. Put a buy stop, entered right away, hits TP. Nice work, Eunice. We have Patrick over here. Patrick said, why did I have a 0.01 on his first trade? Totally wasn't paying attention, but he'll take these profits and run. So Patrick over here took 2 trades for the day, total profit of 1,178 for the day. Nice work, Patrick. Yeah, that happened to me yesterday. Profit's profit, especially on that. Natasha over here, total profit of 1,175 for the day, all wins. Great work right here, Natasha. Looks like you closed out of these a little earlier. Yeah, she said last one was a momentum scalp, pulled out manually because it was near the red flags. So smart move right there. Natasha locked in all wins for the day. Great work, Natasha. We have Nelly over here, total profit of 7,940. Great work, Nelly. Yeah, all wins for the day as well on his end. We have Christian over here. Let's see. Yes, so this right here would be a high-low scalp, Christian, because this one here didn't touch it. So yeah, so question from Christian, he's asking if it touched the high or high and it breaks afterwards, is it still valid? So if it's touched it already, then it invalidates it, but this candle prior to it didn't touch it. So this one here didn't touch it, but the next one here broke and closed past it. It provided a valid entry for a high-low scalp. That's valid. Since it's not touching on the prior candle. So Barack over here has said, hey Sean, this is seemingly the best I've done in the last three trading days. Happy with this for now. Yeah, so Barack over here, straight wins, no losses, total profit of 2,245 for the day. Great work, Barack. Yeah, it's a good consistency right there. Looks like you're sticking to your trading plan. We have Fern over here. Daniel, Fern looks like he took like 100 trades. So Fern over here, you took a lot of trades. Oh no, actually, so there's a bunch of buy stops here that never got filled, but it looks like you did take a lot of trades. The good thing is that you're in profit. So it's okay if you trade like this. I'm not sure if you were over trading. It looks like you were, because I'm looking at the timestamps right here, but it's completely fine, right? If you're still getting better at this, everyone has an issue with over trading. I don't know if these were actual entries or if you're just hopping into trades, but yeah, because it looks like you took a trade like almost every other minute. Like right here at 5:30, you took like one trade, 5:29, which is fine. The good thing here is that you're in profit. I just want to make sure that this doesn't become a bad habit for you, because this is fine if like they're all wins. But yeah, I don't know what it's all good for. I just want to make sure that this doesn't become a bad habit for you. As long as you're in profit, that's completely fine. If this is your style of trading and you like to take multiple trades, then keep doing it. But yeah, I mean, good work, Fern. Like if you're like CSIC on the other hand, I don't know, did CSIC post profits today? CSIC didn't post profits today. Interesting. I'll probably post a clip later. I'm so like congested right now. But no, great work, Fern. So total profit from Fern, 2,610. It did look like you overtraded a little bit, but if these were official entries or types of entries that you're applying your strategies with, then that's completely fine. It's just the way that I see it is I see like a lot of trades taken within like a minute span. I would consider that over trading, but if they're hitting for you, then that's fine. So great work, Fern. Let's see, Christian here said, I suppose this one with that wick could be a red flag. It looks like candle after the high is touching high, maybe. All right. Yeah, Tyler said, oh yeah, learning so much with you, Sean, in the group. Appreciate everyone here. Yeah, definitely, Tyler. All right, guys. So I think that's it for today. Market is kind of just going sideways now. If you guys do decide to continue trading, I'd probably recommend waiting until after 9 o'clock. Let me see if there's any other news today for you guys to be aware of. Me personally, I'm not going to be trading. I don't want to get into that mindset where I'm going to start FOMOing to trades. But we have Fed member Bowman speaking at 2 p.m. later today. And then looking over here at my FX book, we have API crude oil stock change later in the afternoon, and then we have Fed member Bowman. So that is pretty much it, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you guys are new here and you guys want access to these strategies, so we pretty much went over a bunch of strategies today, including the main ones that we're applying. If you guys want access to all of the videos explaining how these strategies work, just go on the website, click on unlock your free access right here, and it'll give you access to the entire course. You won't have access to the indicators, but you'll have access to all of the videos where you guys can watch all of the strategies explained in detail. So when you pull that up, this is what the course looks like. You'll have all of these videos here to learn literally everything that I discuss on these live sessions. If you guys want the indicators at some point in the future, you guys can always upgrade, but watching the videos here is important so that you guys can understand what we're doing here on the live sessions. So other than that, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. You guys can email me, Sean@KodiKaiTrades.com. And if you guys want to rewatch any of these live sessions, just pull up our YouTube channel, youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades. And everything with the blue background is a live trading session. Everything with the gold background is everyone's live profits for the pretty much every day. Everything with the green background is the previous mentoring session. And everything with the red background is a strategy video. So, all right, guys, other than that, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session as we continue on with this